Welcome, guys, to episode 4 of
that is 4.
Dictations with your fabulous host, Aaron Wiggins.
Sarah O'Hearn. I'm drinking coffee.
And Cameron Gonzalez.
Guys, we totally planned.
Yeah.
Totally, 100%. We're very organized.
Super organized.
Responsible.
100%.
Whole 9 yards.
Like, not even 9, like 58 yards.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Longer period than normal before podcasts.
Longer periods than some women have.
Wow. Okay.
Is that
Sorry.
true? Honestly, I'm a clueless male. I have no idea what women...
Have a sister.
I live in a house with women, so it's a lot.
I mean, I have a sister and a girlfriend, and they never talk about it. It's just like one of those things. It's like...
You know, every time I turn around, it's like, my uterus is bleeding. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I feel like
Anyways,
it's hard not to talk
side
about
note, we're back to music now. Hey guys.
Sure.
Don't silence the women
let's just do
talking
music.
about their periods.
Silence of the Lambs was a good ass music movie.
What'd you say?
Silence of the Lambs
Was a good ass blank.
Movie.
You said,
I said
thought you
music
said
and then
musical, and I was like, excuse me.
No, it's a movie. I accidentally said music.
Oh, okay. It is a good ass movie.
So this week, the first person to go, I think, should definitely be Cameron.
Because, I did it the last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the one I had planned for today, if you didn't see the last episode, I was in D.C., and in D.C., stuff went down.
He finally has facial hair.
Like, racist stuff went down.
Yeah.
As in, there was protests in front of the White House about, like, white supremacy and stuff. And it was sad. And a lot of people showed up to it, and it happened last year, and it's probably going to happen for more years, and it's really, really bad. But it got into my head because I was working, and we had to move out of D.C. into, like, Richmond, Virginia, like an hour away, just to avoid all this stuff because it's so dangerous. And it got me thinking about, like, hate. But I was like, hate music.
Hey.
And then I was like, idea, right? Hate plus music equals idea.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Is that going to be today's theme? Because my topics literally go with that.
seriously?
Really?
Oh my god.
Kind of mine too, a little bit, yeah. I guess the theme of today's episode is hate.
Episode 4. Too bad we didn't wait for episode 8.
Oh.
Don't worry, guys. We might just save this for later, so it might be episode 8.
Yeah, it could
True.
be episode 8.
I mean,
Who knows?
we said 4, it could be 60, whatever. Like, who
64.
I found this article from NPR. If I could not show this to the camera, because there are so many N-bombs in this article, but it's essentially talking about the song on the ice cream truck.
You know,
The ice cream truck song?
Yeah.
That's racist.
Well,
It's racist, everybody. Case closed. Thanks so much for watching. No. Okay. So the thing about this is, in 1969, Harry C. Brown released a song. I don't want to say it, but let's just say it's a bad song.
It. Yeah, don't.
And it goes through this whole weird history. So, like, I'm not going to say it.
Good.
I don't ever.
Should we pass it around so Aaron can see what it is?
Yeah, I'll let here.
Because
as the token black.
Don't show it to the camera, but
Don't show it to
get
the
a
camera.
reaction of what that song title.
I laugh too, just because it seems it's so racist. You're like, that's the joke, right?
See, I think there's just so many stereotypes with this where it's like, you're not wrong, but like...
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. I mean...
Oh, that's a title.
Yeah.
Right?
That's 100 years ago.
If
That's not that
Gary
long.
can make the whole song lyrics the title, anything can be.
Wait, can I see the title again? Because I forgot if there was
It's
a...
not title.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that it's got...
It's a bad phrase.
It's
So
not. There's a hard ER in there.
Yeah.
So
I'm just glad it has 3 ha-ha-has in it. Right at the end, it makes it so funny. Ha-ha-ha!
it gives the rundown of the lyrics, which I can't say. It's funny as you read through the article. It says that the creator of the song has fairly creative lyrics. Creative? It's not creative.
It's not as racist.
It's blatantly racist.
Yeah.
And everybody was saying what he was saying in the song during that time. It's not creative.
It's
It's
not.
very bland. So it's the original tune of the 19th century song "Turkey in the Straw." It was brought to the Americas by Scots-Irish immigrants who settled along the Appalachian Trail and added lyrics that mirrored their new lifestyle. So it was like a British song. These people came to America that knew it, but they were like, "Oh, we don't care about these lyrics. We'll just put our own in there."
It's like a folk song. Yeah.
Yes. So
Like, oh, Wally Wally.
yeah, right.
How about Wally Wally?
Yeah, but some people change it to like in the water or something like that. It just depends.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is it? Yeah. Yeah. I feel.
But continue, sorry.
Poor folk music.
Yep.
I've said that to you before. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but like,
Yeah.
it must be hard being a folk musician.
No, yeah, you have said that
Yeah,
because
you
that was
actually, I
about
think-
the.
Did I say it on the podcast?
You did, yeah.
I'm sorry. So, after this song was like brought to the Americas from Britain, it was taken over by blackface minstrels. Apparently, this was popular in the 1800s. I can't say even what it was called because Jesus. Archetype of like urban epical minstrel shows. How did that popularity? And it's where the name Jim Crow comes from. Like Jim Crow laws during the times of segregation.
Yeah. Jim Crow is a character.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I guess this is the beginning of that character during the black minstrel shows. Hugely successful Amos and Andy act decades later. I've never heard of that. Have you ever heard of that at all?
I took at FSU. I took American music history or something. Not sponsored at all. Anti-sponsored FSU. But the class was fantastic, and so we learned a lot about that and a lot about the different types of music, like leading into the blues, like slave songs and things like that. But yeah, no, a lot of like black minstrel shows, like it's so difficult to talk about African American musicians during that time because it's like you want them to be successful, and like there are black minstrel shows
By
like,
black people.
by black
it was
people.
just more of like not a spoof, like a spoof type situation.
sort of a spoof, sort of like a taking back, like they were
Taking
making
back-
money,
yeah,
they were making
taking
hella
back-
money, but like it's still, what are they doing to their own culture? And it's like, but can you blame them because they're trying to make that money? Like that's the American dream, is making money, but like at what cost, And then I talked to you about race records when you brought this up earlier. Race records were like compilations of so like white musicians in like the 50s, like Elvis would get his own record, and then 50s musicians who were African American would be compiled into one record and then marketed shittily so that nobody knew what the fuck.
Like all they ever got was like a best bits.
Yeah,
That
pretty
was all
much.
they could ever receive.
That's all that their music has been memorialized as. And so there's a lot of really old, fantastic music that's been lost to time because of just racism. And it's stupid. It's hateful, and hate begets ignorance.
And it didn't stop at shows, people. They did trading cards. Racist trading cards.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. That was weird.
And according to NPR, there were trading cards that put a whole bunch of racist artwork, like, into different characters, like it would be on the minstrel shows, and then sold them as like trading cards.
Yeah.
And like you would,
Trade
like,
them
can you
on.
imagine?
Yeah, I
You
can't.
could walk into Target and there's like,
To Target, I just feel like that's the perfect
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
distributor.
because it's like Target's the fanciest out of like Walmart, Publix. I feel like there's
Publix, I feel like it's
Publix
fancier.
is definitely fancier.
That's how I feel.
But Publix just
It's just
produce,
groceries.
so
Yeah.
out of Publix and out of Walmart, basically. Target is
out of
like-
Walmart, Target is
Yeah.
like the bougier supercenter. So it's
Touche.
Y'all ever been to a Kroger?
I've never been that.
That far north?
Yeah, I've never.
Wow, okay. Never mind. Hashtag Kroger. Fucking love Kroger.
There might have been one in Kansas when I went. but I
ATL.
don't remember. Or Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky.
Okay.
Kansas? I didn't go to Kansas. And then, the ice cream crossover happened because there's a lyric in the song, the bad song in question that was written in 1916 that had, like, talked about ice cream or something. So ice cream parlors were like, well, if we can't say the lyrics, we'll just play the song. So now it plays. And then it's weird, like this the end of this article goes into like a weird like introspective piece, like should I let my kid buy from ice cream trucks if it's sprouting racist music around the neighborhood?
Well,
with that conversation, personally, as someone who is African American, hi guys, I feel like if it took place around when the song was originally transcribed, was used for negative connotations, I feel like, yeah, definitely, like me, my kid, what? Ice cream? No, we're eating gelato, and I'm making it.
Yeah, we're going to Jeremiah's.
We're going to Jeremiah's. No, but
don't let your kid buy ice cream at an ice cream truck. Take him to Jeremiah's. Fuck are you?
You know, honestly, Jeremiah sponsors. No,
yeah, please.
But I feel like as time moves on, you see this new movement of, you know, people trying to take back, you know, anything negative that comes with their situation. Like, let's say, for instance, like, recently a lot of people are, like, you see, like, our culture nowadays is, like, a lot more, like, sensitive to certain things. Like, you see, like, shows like Mad TV are, like, not broadcasted anymore, or, like, other things like that, because everybody is so, you know, trying to be politically correct as possible. So I feel like if that history wasn't known, nobody would pay attention to it, because that there is the knowledge, because, you know, we're not stupid. I think, I don't know, I feel like that's a hard decision. I think it depends on the person, because if you're someone who's, like, definitely pro-black and you know, like, black history, you're going to be like, what? Ice cream? First off, I wouldn't let my kid eat from my ice cream truck in general. Those things are shady as fuck.
Yeah. They are.
Like, I'm like, oh, you want ice cream? Walmart is right there. I
Yeah,
can get you
right.
a whole tub for, like, $3.
True.
But I mean, if you're someone who doesn't have that knowledge of the situation, I don't think you would pay much mind to it, regardless of what your race is.
Well, okay. Tell me if you think that this opinion is racist, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna put myself
He's
out
ready
there.
to tell her off.
This is how.
This might be the end of the podcast.
This might be the end of the podcast. This might be the end of Sarah.
You might just see those two next week. Just
Yeah.
let me know.
No, you might just punch me in the face and I'll leave. I don't know.
I'm not.
But so
I'm not Chris Brown.
wow. Whoa.
Way to pull it back to episode 3.
But
There's
it's
no
like
continuity here.
I just feel like the way that American music evolves is like the Scots, where like they bring the tune over and then they change it to like whatever's happening in the situation, and I mean, yes, it's not like it wasn't a racist song before the words.
Right. It was created to be. It wasn't created. It was changed to fit the mindset of the
It was
time period.
corrupted by the hateful, you know, South of the time, and like I just still hateful. But I mean, like I don't think any of the people that are selling ice cream that are playing that song
are thinking
fuck black people. They don't know. But
right, which goes into my. Sorry to cut you off.
Well, but it's just the tune. It's not the words. It's not, you know, something like, why can't we move on from, like, that point of view? I don't know. I go between that and then I go, well, I mean, I don't know. Because I'm coming from a point of view of, like, it's not the music's fault.
Right.
it's
that man's
society's fault.
Mindset. Now, to answer your question, I don't think that was racist, but I think the idea of why can't we it's not like it's not understood, especially from like a cultural understanding, like we need to move on from like our past. Of course there are certain things where it's like, okay, people change.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna be this way. Like not every white person is racist.
Right.
We like it's understood.
Yeah.
But it's also like with anything in history, you see, especially in American like classrooms nowadays, we still focus on all other aspects of American history. How come we can't also focus on the negative side of it?
Well, yeah, no, 100%.
Which is, but you see, like especially in schools nowadays, like they're erasing that.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes back to the idea of like, okay, yeah, we could forget it, but then you're just forgetting all the bad stuff. You're just focusing on the good, like white history.
I understand what you're saying.
So it's kind of like, well,
So,
you need that type of. You need that aspect of history to show, you know what, this is where America was, this is where America's going, and how we can change it and become a better nation.
Right. I'm just trying to come to a point of view. I totally agree, actually.
But
because
the music's also like too much music.
yeah,
to take
right?
like that part of history and then like not this and then like play it now
is a little bit. It's a little sketch.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. No, I agree. Actually.
I don't
Yeah.
think ice cream trucks should exist. Friendlies right there.
In
I'm
general.
Twisty treats
I'm not
everywhere.
Yeah, twisty treats. Ooh, twisty treat. But I don't know, man. Because I like all music. You know me. I like bluegrass. I like blues. What? Yes.
Continue what you're saying, but I just thought about something.
Okay. But yeah, I like bluegrass. I like the blues. I like, like older songs. I love those older songs. But sometimes lyrics are misogynist.
Mm.
Sometimes lyrics are racist.
Mm.
Do I have to stop listening to that song then? Because like.
Of your morals.
Yeah, because of my morals, or like, can I continue to listen to this song that I like, that I can appreciate maybe harmonically, like from a theory point of view, from like a culture point of view? Because there are other things, like people back in those times weren't just racist, they also experienced things and expressed themselves in different ways. And like those feelings are important, but like, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I think it's one of those situations where it's really to each,
To each their own.
Separation of art and artist.
Because
Yeah.
for me, I wouldn't support.
I mean, yeah, what's supporting, I don't feel like I'm supporting racism, but if I'm listening to something
that's
that
racist.
is racist, is that supporting it?
I think
I think that's where the whole race situation gets sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are songs that I listen to that I'm like, is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
like, should I be listening to this
Listening
right
to
now? Because
this.
there's money going to somebody that just said something real
Right,
weird.
where it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I would support that specific artist, but if I could find things in that same genre, I would focus on.
Mm-hmm.
But that's me.
Okay.
Just because I'm someone, and like, I hope I'm not dismissing racism. I'm someone who actually like is an activist with this type of stuff.
Mm.
But I'm also, I like to, I don't want to say play devil's advocate, but I'm not someone who's like, oh, fuck you on your opinions. Like, no, like, I'm gonna, listen.
Mm-hmm.
And again, for me, I wouldn't, even if it's like, oh, this song's great, okay, but there's so many different great songs out there. Why do you have to focus on this one great
No,
song?
you're right.
Right.
I really have an appreciation for things that are older.
Right.
But the problem with that is
There's
A lot
gonna
of
be
their
like,
shit's gonna be
really weird shit
racist
that
or
happens.
weird or something like that.
Like, two thoughts appear in my head. I think, like, if you're going to let that kid go over and get ice cream from that truck,
You're
like,
shit.
and you know that the song that got their attention to the ice cream truck was the song that was racist, tell them it was racist. Even if they don't necessarily understand. Like, start the conversation early, because that's when the kids are the most impressionable.
Right.
Like, if you can tell them that racism is bad and it existed a long time ago and it still exists today, that's a perfect example of it. It's right there in front of their faces, and they're like, oh, now I get it. Racism.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Two, why don't they get an upgrade? Why do they all have to look like shitholes? They sell crappy ice cream. They play shitty music
Yeah.
out of shitty speakers.
I like
When
the
are they
tune.
going to get an upgrade?
First off, real talk though, where are these ice creams that they're coming from? Like, where
I
are
know.
they?
How do you buy the ice cream?
You can't find
I don't
that at
know.
Walmart.
Where do you get that truck? Do you just buy a truck?
Where do I get my little Powerpuff Girl? Like,
And the Powerpuff Girl is
nowhere.
like fucked up too. Like
yes,
it does
and
not
the
look
eyes
like
like
a
over here.
And then like yeah, and it's
You
like,
get the SpongeBob one and the black eye hole beads. It's like, what's something wrong?
But you can't find those anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, there's like some type of distributor that has like a contract.
Yeah, that has a contract with the people who do the ice cream trucks, and it's like something's got to happen there.
yeah. I don't know.
like,
Get an upgrade ice cream.
they
I think
can't
they're
even-
independently owned each person.
And they can't even like play the radio.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like honestly, again, with that, to go with like just upgrade your systems. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need to listen.
Just
to
make
the
it
same
cooler. Like,
song.
more kids are gonna buy your ice cream if it's cool. Like, geez, man.
I mean, okay, so like I think, because the experience of going to an ice cream truck and buying ice cream, I think is so Americanized now that like, you know,
It's the
older,
nostalgia of it.
yeah, and so like the song is a part of
The experience.
the experience, and so maybe somebody might say like, I'm playing devil's advocate here, like, you know, if they don't have the song, that's not what I grew up, you know, with the white picket fence and I was happy in the blue skies and like the red polka dot dresses and all that stuff. And that's not America to me. Like that was my America when I grew up. And then I think that's a point where you have to sit Grandpa down and you have to be like, Grandpa, what's wrong with racism?
Yeah.
And it's not America now, and we're trying not to be racist now. So.
But then wouldn't that just go with the idea that, yeah, it's time to upgrade? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
yes,
agree.
it's part of that nostalgia. No. But I'm saying, like, and it's really a generational thing. That, especially when you look at this whole race situation, where it's just like, you see the older generation standpoint and you see the younger generation, where you see, especially with the younger people, they're more liberal in their thought process. They're trying to, move past that. And I get that there's the traditional aspect of going to a, ice cream truck, hearing the music and all, but like, look at food trucks. Food trucks are the same thing as an ice cream truck, and you see food trucks,
they're
fasting.
upgraded, yeah.
Food trucks are
They're nice.
upgrading.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
food trucks are nice.
Food trucks are bomb, but
Yeah.
like, why can't ice cream trucks?
Yeah, follow
Yeah.
suit.
True.
It's all a truck. You're all trucks here. We're all cool.
We're all trucks here. Yeah.
It falls back into nostalgia, but we're a different time.
Yeah. it is a different
Grandpa
time.
didn't have a Galaxy S8
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah.
Or recording microphones. Like, he probably had, like, a hand cranked.
And his arm would get tired and the song would like...
But you get what I mean. I don't know.
No, I have a respect for like tradition and older things. It's something that like I really like, and I think is important. But I don't know.
I'm too millennial. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like she's an old soul.
Yeah.
But for like me, like I don't care. I just want stuff that looks cool and like is cool and like is all new tech. Like that's what I'm into.
I don't
But
know.
yeah.
That kind of makes me sad a
I'm
little
in the
bit.
middle. I like old stuff, but I just like certain old stuff.
I don't know.
We're all different generations.
We're all different. Well, we're technically the same generation.
Mentality.
But mentality wise, yeah. I don't know. Grew up with a lot of old stuff, so I'm like, I don't want to keep it around. I don't want it to change.
Sarah's old.
I am old. Did we start a timer?
No, but I've been watching.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, great.
Anybody wants to go next?
Sarah's next.
I'm done.
Oh, I'm next. Okay, cool. So Pearl Jam. Y'all know
I
Pearl
love
Jam?
strawberry jam.
Me too. I don't actually. I hate strawberry jam.
Am I the only one at this table that's like I love grape? Does anybody else love grape?
Grape's
Oh,
not
I
bad
do
if
love
I'm having
grape.
a like
Grape is
peanut
awesome.
butter and jelly.
Mhm.
But actually, no, strawberry's still better.
Nah.
Yeah.
Don't agree. I don't like strawberry anything.
For peanut butter and jelly.
Strawberry jam?
Specifically for peanut butter and jelly.
Hold on. So, I'm sorry.
No.
Excuse
Yeah,
me?
no.
First off,
I don't
peanut
like
butter
jam.
goes great
A.
with honey
Mhm.
and strawberry jam.
Mhm.
Chicken sandwiches go great with strawberry jam.
Mhm.
Grape,
Say chicken sandwiches?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like a chicken biscuit.
Oh.
Try it at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, we're gonna eat
Mhm.
a spicy chicken sandwich. A mixed chicken. We're gonna.
I mean,
eat
this
a
is
mixed
the
chicken
South.
with mayonnaise and strawberry jam.
Everything can
But
happen
you know
in the
what?
South.
Anything can happen in the South.
Strawberries, go fuck yourself. Don't sponsor us, strawberries.
Wow, we're
Fuck
just
you.
losing every sponsor.
All farmers.
Malta will help you make a Malta
Malta.
jam.
I hate jam too.
Really?
Yeah, I like jelly better.
That was like the basis of all of my meals growing up. I
Jam?
loved jelly. And like apple jelly and grape jelly
Ooh.
and strawberry jelly.
I used to make jams.
Go
Like
ahead.
growing up,
Really?
we used to make our own.
That was probably
cool.
so
That's
good.
actually cool.
That's why for me, like strawberry was the easiest one. Marmalade was fun. Don't get me wrong, but like
Mhm.
strawberry jam was just always just like yes.
Everybody get yourself to a Waffle House. Go order yourself. Shut up.
Waffle House is the
sponsor us.
scariest place.
Waffle House, get yourself into a Waffle House. Order yourself some raisin toast in the middle
You
of the
said racist
gunshots.
toast?
I said raisin toast,
Racist toast.
bitch. Raisin toast. And ask for some apple jelly. It's so good.
Apple
Let me tell you about this brand new
It's
product,
great.
Racist
Oh,
Toast.
but I
It's
thought
great.
you just said grapple jelly is gross.
Grapple.
No, I did not say any of those words. I hate jam and I hate strawberries.
You said you don't like apple.
No, I didn't say I don't like.
Oh, I said strawberry.
Yeah.
You're right. You said apple.
You're right.
I'm
True.
sorry.
Okay. Touche.
Okay.
Fruit is fruit.
Pearl Jam. Oh God. Pearl Jam are copping heat over a tour poster that depicts Donald Trump's death.
I mean, there's already shirts like that.
Yeah, there really are.
There are plenty of shirts that you can buy online that's just shooting Donald Trump in the head.
So yeah, the poster is hilarious though.
Is it?
It's really funny. It's here, look. So it's like a giant. It's the White House is on fire.
There's a lawnmower? Question mark? Is that a lawnmower flying through the air?
No, that's a tractor.
Oh, it's a tractor.
Here, do you want to see? Here, look.
I mean, it's a blue background,
It,
and then the White House is burning in eternal flames.
and the Washington Monument is cracked, and the Illuminati eye is in the middle. So like, hey, hashtag Illuminati. And then also like Donald Trump's skull skeleton is in the front, and he's being pecked out by a bald eagle, and the flames from the flames from the
They really thought this through.
Yeah, they really did. The fire.
They get through.
They thunk it through. The flames from the fire spell out the word vote. So.
Oh, yikes!
That's my favorite part.
That is a call to action if I've ever seen one.
Yeah. So, taking to Instagram overnight, Pearl Jam shared an image of the recent tour poster, which depicts the White House in flames, the Washington Monument, and the Lincoln Memorial cracked and broken, and the skeletal body of Donald Trump, which is being picked over by a bald eagle. So that's pretty clear, right? That's a pretty clear message.
I think we know where you're going.
I think so. You don't gotta, shove it in her face anymore.
Maybe they're gonna jam it into her face.
Wow, that's good. That was a good one. But yeah, no, everybody, of course, it's just like shock value to see like, I don't know what everybody's gonna say. Not gonna say I don't agree, Pearl Jam. I'm just saying. Could you say it in a different way? Like,
do you think it's like the same thing though? Like when artists make like these very, very politically driven like posters and like these crazy
speeches.
Like and they make these things. Do you think it's trying to be like? Do you think it's more attention grabbing than it is thoughtful?
I have a couple.
You think it's both? I think there's an area of both, but I think they could have thought it through if they really meant it a lot more.
But I go back and forth with my art. I'm like, I want it to be I want you to be politically involved, blah blah blah. But then there comes to a point where like, if the news is all Donald Trump, where can I go just to get away from Donald Trump, please? Because like, music is an escape for me. I told you this today, and I was like,
sometimes you need a break.
Sometimes you need a break from the news and Donald Trump and everything like that.
And it sucks because like then every other song's about love, and then can I just listen to like a funny story?
Yeah. Can somebody just like rap about existentialism to me, please? That's all I want, right? But like, and I also wanted to bring up the Kathy Griffin thing after he got elected.
I love Kathy Griffin.
I love her too. Shit. But remember that poster?
With the poster, when she had it,
with the head of Donald Trump, and it was like severed, and it was really bloodied, and everybody got on her case about that. How is that? How is this different?
It's not any different.
Yeah,
right? It's really not.
It's not, right? I mean, I don't know. What's too much? And like going back to like old traditional values, I remember my father, who was older, used to say like nobody said anything bad about the president when he was growing up, and like he was like a teenager in like the 50s or the 60s. And so, like, nobody said anything bad. No. Like, Kennedy was a god. Like, no, nothing. And now, like, the culture is so much... And he started actually talking about this with Bush, Bush Jr., where everybody started being, like the things with, like, the punching bag and stuff came out. And then with Obama, like, the racist shit came out. And all that shit, and he was just like, he was appalled by his own country, because he was like, we're getting ruder, we're getting, worse. And I'm not gonna say I don't agree with the sentiment, because I do not support Donald Trump, and I will put that out there. I don't care, but like,
there's a point when it's like, okay,
where's the respect in our society? For a person of power.
I think with that idea, the kind of to touch on that is, you have to realize like now we have the introduction of social media.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Back then, I mean, you had like the radio, and that was government controlled.
Yeah, that's
true. So
yes,
for the most part, I mean, you had like your local like
a lot of there was government
But
radio,
the mentality
but,
was so different.
yeah.
Now, I mean, anybody could like post their like opinions, like on, say for instance, like YouTube comments, be like, this video sucks, while this other person's like, oh, this is great, this is amazing, da 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 da.
Yeah.
So I think what it is that now we have to touch on is that there is this new cult idea where you have to have a different opinion than someone else.
Yes, correct.
Because before it was like, okay, we can all collectively agree. You know, maybe this person did shitty things, but they still are a great leader.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I'm nowhere close to saying Donald Trump is a great leader.
Yeah.
But, but you know, now I feel like even if you're let's say he did, you know, good stuff. No matter what, even if it's Trump, Obama, Bush, whomever, there's always going to be the person now who's like, oh, I don't like them, and here's why. And then now you're going to have other people who are like, yeah. You're right.
No, you're
let's
right
feed upon this, and let's continue this negativity. And I think that's what it is that everybody's just so, it's the shock value of everything.
Yeah.
Because it's what creates news.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. I do believe it is primarily to create news and attention, actually.
Yeah. But it sucks because it's like, yeah, where is the respect? Like, yeah, you might not like this person, but it's like when you go to work, you're not going to like your boss, but you're still going to treat your boss with respect.
Exactly.
You know?
And also, where's the truth? Like, at that point, like, you can
It does
have
get
an
muddy
opinion.
if you're just constantly shitting on the president.
Exactly.
And it's just more of like a meme of shitting on the president rather than it be trying
like
to...
a constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Right. And that definitely gets lost when you start to slander and just throw shit at the wall and hope somebody follows you.
Yeah. And, I don't know. I'm not gonna say my dad was great at everything. He was fucking crazy. He wanted me to vote for Jill Stein. I was like, who the fuck is Jill Stein, Dad? No, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. Yeah, Frankenstein. It's so good. You did so good. You did a really great joke. Everybody tell Aaron what a great joke he did.
I hate it.
With the Jill Stein, the bride.
Burn it with fire.
Franken. It was really good. Okay. That was my thing. I just wanted to bring that up. And I was like, I don't know, Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam will like you. You're great. But, like,
There's a point where
I don't know what I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Sam.
But it's also rock and roll, you know. Like, it's
Barely.
Damn. Hot takes.
Got him.
What?
Just kidding. I don't know.
I don't listen to
I
Pearl
listen,
Jam.
I listened to classic rock when I was like 10. I don't listen to it anymore. I have no say in anything.
Pearl Jam. I don't think Pearl Jam's classic rock. I don't know. But, yes?
You said classic rock and I said clock.
Aaron, you're on fire today.
He's coming up with all the bangers today.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of bangers, so here's my story of the day, since we're talking about rock and roll in modern times. So Roger Daltrey? Daltrey, is that his name? Daltrey. He's from The Who. I don't know if anybody else knows.
Yeah.
So he actually was recently in an interview, and he was talking about how he believes that hip-hop itself and as a culture hasn't really evolved from like its beginning.
What?
No.
Okay. Hold on.
No.
Alright.
Basically what happened into the interview was, like, I guess he recently released, like, his 10th solo album, and it was actually posted on the same day as Wes dropped his latest, you know, Yee.
Yee.
But my thoughts on Kanye is a different thing. But basically, when Rolling Stones asked him, you know, their thoughts on Kanye West, he was like, oh, like if he even knew who Kanye West is, because a lot of times, especially when it comes to like rock artists and like any artist in general,
They
not a lot of people
completely separate
know.
themselves from like other music genres. It's crazy.
So you'll see people like even classical musicians where it's like, oh yeah, I know who Bach is, but like, do you know who like Shania Twain is?
Absolutely not. Yeah. Why would I ever listen to that? You know, and you look at them like,
I did not think the words Shania Twain would come out your mouth. That is so funny.
I love it, but you get what I mean. Where it's just like, who? So.
And you're like, who? Like, you know, you look at him like you're crazy.
No, but basically he was like, yeah, like he did the festival, and then like he continued. He was like, "It's kind of meaningless to me, to be honest with you. I like some of the rhythms of rap, but it hasn't gone anywhere from the first record that ever came out with those type of rhythms, has it?" And then, he was asked to continue to clarify, just be like, let's maybe he meant something else, and he was like, "Has hip hop evolved? I don't think so at all." And then he says, this is the best part. He says, "However, he did sing praises to one rapper," which
Was it Eminem?
I do think Eminem is still one of the most creative people in the whole arena. He's fabulous. I love him. Now, here's where this to me was like, I don't, and it's funny that we talked about it for a topic. I don't want to call it a race thing because Eminem is still a very good artist. That is completely understood. But to say rap hasn't evolved,
That's
it's evolved.
Crazy. It's evolved so much.
It's changed in a way that now there's different types of rap.
Yeah.
Because before, I remember, like again, growing up back in New York, everything was very aggressive.
Yeah.
Like everything was like the streets of hood, da 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 da. Fuck you, fuck the police, da 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 da. And like now, it's like okay, like there's the mumble rap. There's like there's like different forms.
I think a lot. Oh, jeez. I think a lot of hip hop back then
Was
very.
aggressive.
It was quoted itself. I think musically, a lot of it they used a lot of the same, like especially their drum machines. They used a lot of the same drums, and they named them the 707s, the 808s, the 909s, and you just had those drums to choose from, and then you came up with your rhythm.
Yeah.
And I mean, the drums sounded the same, so the rhythms came out very similar. They weren't always the same, but I think there were a lot of rappers back then rapping about different kinds of stuff. I think in that sense, like I think it very much as it was back then as it is now. There's a lot of people rapping about a lot of different types of stuff, but to say that like it hasn't evolved musically.
You can't tell me that the Sugar Hill Gang, like we listened to the new what was it, the Queen album today, not the new Queen album, but Queen by what is her name?
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mickey Binaj.
Nicki Binaj.
Ooh, don't do that to
I
me
love
because
that
I'm
guy.
gonna talk
Barbie
about
Dreams
that.
is a funny song.
It's so good.
Nobody
It's a
talks
fun
about the
song.
album. Nobody talks about the album.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Have you not
I'm
listened to
sorry.
it yet?
No, because bitch.
Okay.
Oh, okay, you're talking. Okay,
I got you.
But yeah, so we listened to that today, and you cannot tell me Sugar Hill Gang
Sounded anything
like it. It's completely different.
It's a whole different style.
It's a different world. It's Venus and Mars. Like shit. Like what are you talking about? That's ridiculous. How old is Roger Daltrey?
I'm sorry. You said Venus and Mars, and I was like, the tennis players?
Alright.
I'm sorry.
Not big science fans at this table.
Big tennis fans
I'm
at this
thinking,
table.
I'm just thinking,
Oops. That made me drop my stuff.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
That's
I love the planets, don't get me wrong.
You played the
And
planet.
Serena, I'm sorry.
But your last name isn't a planet, so.
So I don't care about you. I'm sorry.
Oh man, that's funny. you can't say that rap hasn't evolved.
You can't
It's
at all.
it's just a
It's
dumb.
wrong.
You could say
You're
the topics
false.
might be very similar, but
Yeah.
the actual musicality and the mindset behind it is so much different.
So how much has rock changed if rap hasn't changed at all? Like I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Like where
Greta
is
Van
rock right
Fleet
now?
is being like
Greta Van Fleet.
yeah, because now
It's
Greta
literally
Van Fleet is like everybody's like, oh my god, they're ripping off
Paper?
ripping off paper. I feel like he's gonna choke me out in a second.
no,
Okay.
I don't. It sticks a bit of hurt her.
You know.
Greta Van Fleet they just came out with a good song, which I like, by the way. We listened to it in the car. It
When the
was on
curtain
like the
falls.
rock billboards, and I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
But they're saying they're ripping off another classic '80s rock band, and so you're trying to say that like rap hasn't changed at all. Oh, you're accusing them of copying each other all the time. Now they're accusing rock people of doing the same thing that you're talking about right now. So how can you even say that?
I think you have a better argument for rock hasn't changed in a long time, but a lot of rock is built on nostalgia. Like you can't like rock has seen a renaissance in the 80s, and then in the 90s with like the garage, blues like rock bands that came out of like Detroit. Like you can't. I just try to describe the White Stripes without saying the White Stripes, and I'm sorry,
That's all she talks
everybody.
about.
That's literally all I talk about. I'm sorry, but like you can't say that rap hasn't changed. And I'm not gonna say the Who isn't a creative rock band in terms of rock, but if somebody from outside of the rock genre is listening to the Who, they just think it's rock.
That's all rock, right?
They don't think it's wow. Look at this new band.
And you know what? It can easily just be that, because a lot of times, especially if that's not your genre, you're
Yeah.
gonna think everything sounds the same. Let's be real. Like, I love reggaeton, but like,
It's the same.
but like, I don't want to say it's the same because the lyrics are different. I mean, you might sit there and be like, okay, ooh, what? Yes, daddy.
Scary poncho.
You know.
Aw.
But like it just anybody who's not in that style who doesn't listen to that style, you're gonna say thing. Everybody thinks like classical music is all boring
Oh, yeah.
music, which
All the same.
I beg to differ.
No.
Have you played Don Juan?
Don't talk to me about playing Don Juan. Please don't.
But you
Oh
get
my
what I
God.
mean. So I don't know. I just feel like you can't. I don't want to say you can't blame him for his comment because again, if it's not his,
He doesn't know enough. He doesn't
he's
know
ignorant.
enough.
He doesn't know
But
of
you can
the
also
rest.
say, okay,
Yeah.
well, maybe
He should.
you should
Yeah.
either be knowledgeable, to say that it's not evolved, you're completely discrediting every single
If
person
you-
who's involved.
If you go to music school, a big part of it is just learning about all the music that came before you.
Yeah.
So, like, for you to say that you're a good musician, you have to know that stuff.
That's you might be a good musician.
That's just
now,
baseline musicianship.
But what about before you? What about after you?
Exactly.
What about during you?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Like right now? Like, I don't know.
It's so important.
I don't know. I just think I don't know. Just the comment. Again, like no offense, Kanye's new stuff is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Lame.
to say say that again, to just discredit everybody in a whole genre like that, to me it's like it's not only disrespect to those involved, but it's also like what type of world are you living in? Or what type of how cocky can you be in your own craft where you're like, oh, we're so good and only this one person knows what they're doing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep. Just Eminem, just the white one.
Right. And to me
Only the white rappers.
And then you're
are
kind of
good.
like, oh, really?
Yeah.
to me, like when I read that, being someone of color, and I'm like, so this white guy is saying only the white guy is
Yeah.
good.
It must
Yeah.
have broken your heart a little bit.
It was like,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, I'm not discrediting Eminem. Eminem, rap god.
It's fine.
It's just weird that it would bring up a white person.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
just,
know.
it seems like,
Especially when you're talking about Kanye West. Eminem wasn't in the conversation. We're
To
talking
me-
about Kanye.
It just the article just sounded like Roger Daltrey doesn't listen to.
doesn't listen to
Rap
rap, and
enough.
you shouldn't have asked him about it
And you
because he
shouldn't-
has very strong opinions on stuff he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, Roger Daltrey
Daltrey.
says really strong things. Robert?
Robert Daltrey.
I said Roger twice.
You said Roger twice.
Roger. No, I'm thinking. You said Roger Daltrey, and I'm thinking of Gilbert Godfrey. I'm like, you mean from Aladdin? I'm sorry, my mind is somewhere else today. Jesus.
Wow. Okay.
Side note, have you heard Gilbert Godfrey reading 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the
That
best.
is the
It's
best
fantastic.
thing
It's
in
fantastic.
the entire world.
I love it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, don't ask Robert Daltrey about Roger Gilbert Godfrey about rap music because he'll say that only Eminem is good.
Yikes.
Yikes.
And
Yikes.
Eminem's fine,
Hashtag.
but other people are good also.
We spent a lot of time on these topics.
We did.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
It's been a little long. Does anybody have anything they're really pressing to talk about again?
I mean,
Yeah,
my
it's
other
a slow
topic
week.
kind of touched upon something we've talked about. I mean, we've talked about Nikki before.
Yeah.
Because that's my girl.
She's becoming a topic recently.
Yeah.
But so I was just gonna mention because I know one of the other episodes I mentioned one of my recent favorites was I think Fifi with Nikki and Tekashi, and your boy Tekashi 6ix9ine is in the news
Oh.
for pedophilia.
It happened.
I heard about
it happened.
that.
We're in the black. Oh my god, I've been waiting for that to happen forever.
Pedophilia?
Yes.
You were waiting on pedophilia.
Have you not seen the memes? Of him being a pedophile and trying to hit on Miranda Cosgrove?
Oh!
What? When was this a thing?
He tweeted, like, I want to fuck iCarly.
I mean, Miranda Cosgrove is definitely of age now.
Yeah.
So.
But, like, iCarly. Like, when she was 15.
Oh, cute.
Like, as
No,
in, like,
not
when,
cute.
when,
It's
when,
not. It's
like,
not.
when he wanted to do her when she was little. And, like,
Did you
everybody
say
was like...
diddle her when she was little?
No,
Diddle her
no.
with his...
I didn't say diddle. If I did... but...
Yeah, no.
That's been going around forever. I'll bet you people were like, I knew it.
Oh my god, that's exactly what happened. They're like, yes. No, yeah, Homeboys.
What were the charges?
For right now, they just have, he pleaded guilty to one account of use of a child in a sexual performance, I guess. This happened a couple years ago. Like, his defense was, well, this happened when I was, like, a minor type situation, but, like, I guess he basically, like, did some sexual exploitations of, like, a 13-year-old child. When he was, like, it was just, like 3-4 years ago or something.
How old was he?
I really can't tell you.
Let me see if I can
Just
look up his age now, because 3 or 4... he looks old, though.
Yeah, if he's above 18, that's not okay.
It's just not. So
But-
let me make sure we have his age right.
But there are things now, like with pedophilia laws, where like if you're a teenager and like you are stupid, like a teenager,
You still get tried
is-
as an adult.
You still get tried as an adult if
Mhm.
you have sexual images of your
Of
partner or
mhm.
somebody who is underage, and then you get tried as an adult for having child porn. Even I've heard this happens even if you have a picture of yourself and you're underage.
If I have I don't
See?
take nudes.
But yeah, no, Sam, don't take nudes, everybody. Don't.
No, they're just
He's
like
22. So hopefully it was
it was probably more than that, but
let's hope it was more than that, because if it was 3 years ago, he was 19. He was 19 years old.
He was our age 3 years ago.
it was
Imagine
30. Yeah, no.
having a picture of a 13-year-old right now.
But even
on
like
your
to
phone.
me, see, and this is where I'm not. Hold up, before I continue. Pedophilia is shitty. You are a terrible person.
A garbage
Fuck
person.
you.
Yeah.
But like, under the age of 18, at what point?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because let's say he was like 16.
Well, they say
this person was
it's
13.
your age divided by 2 plus 7.
That's not an official rule.
That's-
That was a Vsauce explanation.
That's Vsauce.
That's a Vsauce. That's not the law.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you get what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm like, let's say if he was considered a minor at the time that this situation happened.
Right. What's the leeway? There isn't in the law.
There isn't, right, there
but-
isn't in the law, and of course the law should always be upheld. And if you did shitty thing, you did a shitty thing, that's regardless. So
Yeah.
even if he was also a minor,
Mhm.
you shouldn't be pressuring anybody.
It was pressuring somebody?
Yeah,
Oh,
like he
that's
was
changing.
pressuring people on like it did like sexual stuff with a 13-year-old. But it's like at what? I
How
don't wanna
sexual
say-
was it? It's because I mean we haven't read the court case,
Yeah.
Right.
so we're just
Was it
doing
just, like,
telling what the
photos
article
or-
says. So if it says sexual interaction, like what is specifically
Yeah.
kind of sexual interaction are we talking about? It
Yeah.
is. I don't know if it matters. But that's just a personal thing. I just because I have a little sister.
Right, it's same.
And she's
Same.
you know, so
See,
it's
I
like
am the little sister.
if any boy, her age, below her age, above her age, is like rubbing up on her, and it's on the internet, it's like, go to jail.
Right.
I'm sorry. It's just-
100%.
That's just how I feel.
As someone with also a younger sister,
Mm-hmm.
it just to me it's the idea where it's like, okay, I can see if this wasn't consent.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you're, let's say you're someone who's 15 dating a 17-year-old who's about to be 18,
Yeah.
and you guys are, that's still technically pedophilia, wouldn't it be? Like if you're past
Technically.
18.
Technically, yeah, and if they have sex, it is technically statutory rape.
Yeah.
Right.
statute.
But I think when it comes to dating, there are laws that the parents can say. I just don't think they can have sex.
And it depends on the state too.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think it is a state
100%.
law.
Yeah, it's not a
Yes,
It's
federal,
not a federal
law.
law.
Yes.
So, there's that. Like in Georgia, oh god, my home state of Georgia, you can get married at like 16.
Right, but
Yeah.
then isn't that considered?
Yeah, right? And it's stupid. And it's literally because it's just like so much of Georgia, well, not tradition, but like so much of Georgia is just country bumpkin area, except for like ATL and Savannah. The rest of it is, it's a little country. It's
like
a
Southern
little bit.
Belle.
Yeah.
There we go.
And they have a lot of tradition because they weren't General what's his face didn't burn down Savannah. Colonel
Sanders.
No, not Colonel Sanders. Not the chicken man.
General Mills.
No, not General Mills.
Good old General Mills. What an American hero.
The guy in the Civil War burned down Atlanta, went to Savannah, took Savannah, gave it to Abraham Lincoln. Go look him up. He wasn't General Mills, nor was he Colonel Sanders. Oh my God.
Fun.
Maybe Captain Crunch, I don't know.
Oh,
Captain
man.
Crunch.
Just
Do you think Captain Crunch had to work? Like, was he Private Crunch? Lieutenant Crunch? Or do you think they just... Like, we see some
Private
money in you,
Crunch
let's
is
just
not-
make you a...
Private Crunch is like during boot camp, he's like in his corner eating cereal like...
I know what you can be the captain of marketing.
Great.
I like learning about
Fantastic.
history, guys.
Where... we were talking about pedophilia.
We went from pedophilia
To get back to that, I
cereal.
guess.
What are you talking about?
Long story short, don't...
It's bad. It's just weird,
That's
dude.
shitty.
You're
That's
so
stupid.
fucking
Don't
weird.
pressure people.
Don't... Right. No.
Don't send nudes if you're underage.
This might sound discriminatory, but he has rainbow teeth and rainbow hair.
How cute is that?
He's a fucking
He looks
weirdo.
like fucking Rainbow Dash.
He's just a fucking weirdo, and I don't like his music. So I can't separate artist from art because I don't like it, and it's just that hyped up bullshit.
Yeah.
And he's the kind of guy that just takes it way too far. He's the embodiment of like seeing it when you're 12 and then just living it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Elaborate?
Yeah, I haven't really heard of that stereotype.
Yeah.
Saying something when you're 12 and then...
well, not 12, but I mean any age. Like when you're really impressionable at a younger age, and you
taking
get
that-
into stuff that's weird,
Oh.
and then you grow up with that same mentality.
You just
Like
continue.
I knew a kid who had killed a cat in front of a church when he was 7, and that kind of fucked him up for the rest of his life.
What? He was
Wait a
fucked
minute.
up before that.
Hold on.
To kill a cat.
But I mean, like he was 7,
kill,
so like
like,
where is
cats.
No, it's not okay.
Bird.
you know?
That's a sign of a serial killer. To
Yeah.
kill animals when you're young.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like he's,
Oh, he was like...
Like
Oh, so
that.
you took it. Oh. I've
but
not-
like,
Okay.
Oh, God.
but like, you don't like that kind of stuff. Like especially if you see bad shit when you're younger, and it makes an impression on you, and other people think it's cool. Like if you grow up with a lot of like bad influences, and everybody around you thinks it's okay, then you're more likely to
Then
do
you're
it, aren't
Charlie
you?
Manson. That's how Charlie...
Like, isn't it like an environment thing?
It's,
But then,
yeah.
If you go into that, then it's like, can you... Honestly, you can't. But can you blame the individual if that's all they know?
That's the
Yeah.
point of serial killers. Like, when, do we try to understand serial killers, or do we just, like, kill them and say that they're garbage people? And, like,
There's a lot
what
to
do we do?
understand from them, though.
Yeah, but, it's like, well, if you get to that point where you're hurting people, are they just evil incarnate? Or is it because of their
Because that's
environment?
not bad, right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or is there a point? It's like Jeffrey, oh my God, I'm not going on the Jeffrey Dahmer tangent.
This
I can't
conversation can't continue.
do that. Hey, I'm not going to record that. Find me in person and ask me
Catch
about
me
Jeffrey
outside.
Dahmer. Catch me outside.
How about that?
We'll go to a Starbucks and I'll sit you down for 3 hours and I'll talk to you about Jeffrey Dahmer.
She literally did that.
Literally, I did that to Aaron. I felt really bad. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
I
it
can't
was
stop.
an interesting conversation.
I mean, like, I don't know enough about Takashi. It just looks like
Mm-hmm.
he had issues growing up.
Yeah.
And, like, he found an avenue
Yeah.
for him to be able to make it out of the bad situation he was in.
Is it weird
That's
that
the
I'm
power of
upset?
music.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I'm upset? Like, side note, I had to like change the subject. Is it weird I'm upset his name's Takashi because it makes me think of Naruto?
Yeah.
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 It's also kind of appropriation.
Don't
A little
Because he's
bit.
not.
because he's
Yeah.
not Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you?
He also steals a lot of art.
He does.
A lot of his last album art was traced from an artist. So he saw someone's art online and traced it and then colored it in with his hair and tattoos and mouth and then used it as his album cover. He didn't credit the artist or pay him at all. He just took a picture off the internet. And then the artist was like, that's mine.
Yeah.
And you put them side to side, and it's like the same cartoon character
So
and the
this guy-
same orientation.
This guy
Also,
gets-
he's blatantly ripping off Adventure Time, and I don't know why the artists of Adventure Time aren't. You need to see his album cover. I just need to show you his album cover
There we go.
because Adventure Time is in the background.
What the
And it's
fuck?
so obvious, and that's the art style. And somebody was making Adventure Time fan art, and he traced it. Takashi 69.
So this guy just like gets out of bed in the morning and he's like, how can I make all the most bad decisions
Look.
I can? Oh my god, yeah, that is adventure.
And here's the art he traced.
What the fuck? Oh, fucking what?
And that's literally a scene ripped from Adventure Time in the
Yeah,
background.
Yeah.
And it's the same figure,
What the fuck?
stolen from a 15-year-old child.
Oh, wow.
Indeed.
It's bullshit.
Huh.
I just don't like him. That's why I'm saying harsh things about him.
No, you have.
No, go ahead.
Trust me.
Go ahead.
Pedophile, steals art, shitty raps,
Yeah.
and he looks like Rainbow Dash. What else?
That was a good joke. That was good.
That was funny.
His career's a joke.
It's very. His hair is a joke. Shit. Wow.
Honestly, what is this whole thing now? Like, side note, like with again, I don't like mumble rappers. Like, don't get me wrong, rap is good. I mean, depending on who it is. Let's clarify that. But like, I don't understand this new trend with all these people. Their hair looks like
Yeah, it's weird.
the longest No, not even Cheetos. Like, remember the live action Grinch?
Wow.
Like, come
Damn.
on.
That just awakened some memories
That was
inside of
pretty
me.
good.
Oh, side note, I actually auditioned for that movie.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I didn't get it.
Oh, I'm
No, I didn't audition for a movie. Side note, I was doing a Disney commercial at the time. And I think I told you this, my boohoo story. So that's like...
Are you gonna say it for the podcast or no?
oh.
Or is that gonna be like a personal, like a secret?
I mean, it's
story?
not like a, oh my god, but like, it also was like, Aaron, you're a dumbass.
You were a kid. Come on, man.
I was a kid. Like, I just watched the live action Grinch movie with Jim Carrey? No. Shut up. Shut up.
It wasn't
You owe me $20.
Shut up.
This is
Oh
an
my
inside
God.
joke between us.
Anyways,
Yeah.
it's a live action movie, and everything was great. Boom, boom, boom. I had an audition for Disney, and I was told to cry. Like, I had to pretend like the scene was basically
I love the
we're
story.
leaving Disney,
Yeah.
and I'm supposed to be upset that we're leaving, right? I'm supposed to cry.
Like every child is.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I can cry now on the spot. Not a problem. At the time,
It's hard. You have
As
to
a
practice.
I'm a child
It's a
actor.
difficult
I
thing to
know.
do.
Yeah, and so you know how I cried?
Wow.
Because I remember there was a scene in the live action
Yeah.
where they were going boo hoo, boo hoo hoo. So my dumbass was there, and I was like, boo hoo, boo hoo hoo, and everybody in the room just looked at me like,
That's
This
not.
kid is here getting auditioned.
"Are you serious?"
That-
We left.
That
They-
wasn't the cadence that you told me that story. It was boo hoo, boo hoo hoo hoo.
Boo, well, basically. Boo hoo hoo boo. But literally later that night, my mom was like, "You don't know how to cry," and she pinched me, and I cried instantly. She was like, "That's how you cry."
Wow.
Damn. Aaron's mom.
Tough life, dude.
Mm.
I know. I mean, it wasn't that sad. We still. I mean, I got paid.
That's nice.
But it just wasn't
Money's
that
nice.
special.
Mm.
But still.
But it's also like, yeah, now I can cry because depression.
Mm-hmm.
But
Now every once in a while, like we'll just be out and be like, "Oh man, that's sad," and I'll be like, "Oh, boo hoo, boo hoo."
alright. Thanks,
That came from
Decation.
you. That was your fault.
It's alright. I'm okay with that. You wanna know
I'm
why?
a mean
Because
friend. Don't be
we,
friends
we
with
all
me.
learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
Except
Yup.
Takashi, he hasn't learned from
Yeah,
it.
no,
No,
he's
he doesn't
not.
learn from
Not
anybody.
in
No.
jail. Fuck you.
Did you
No.
graduate high school? Who knows?
Did any of them graduate high school?
Wow. I said little.
Little.
Damn, I'm sorry. Lil Yachty. Did Lil Yachty graduate?
I don't
high
know.
school?
He was like 16 when he got up. I think he graduated though, or he is going to graduate. He was very young.
Good on him.
Very young when his first song came out.
Graduate anyway.
I know what's his face didn't. The other one, the one who's like slightly cute.
Slightly cute. Is it Designer? I remember Designer was really young.
Oh.
The designer drag in Queen is so good.
Mm.
Oh.
What's his name? Now it's gonna bother me the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Pump. There we go.
Lil
Yes.
Like without the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. True. Is there anything else?
Any other stories?
I have one about Weird Al Yankovic.
I love.
You love. And that's
Weird
it.
Al.
Yeah, I love Weird Al too.
Yeah, he's
He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame now. Isn't that cool? And a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's gonna take Donald Trump's star because what the fuck is happening?" Somebody vandalized Donald Trump's star, and then
Yeah.
Weird Al
They
Yankovic
tore it to pieces.
Yeah, they tore it to pieces. And Weird Al Yankovic got a star, so people were like, "You go to replace Donald Trump's star," and it was like, "No," and that's the whole article. That's it.
Yep. Good.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, it's
Proud of
cool.
you, Weird Al.
Hardware Store was one of my favorite songs growing up. That was a cool song because he used like it introduced me to that like Foley percussion where you don't use drums but you use like sounds and you use like sounds from Hardware stuff.
That's fucking everywhere now.
Yeah, and it's everywhere. Everybody's using that stuff.
Use
like
a
the
drum
droplets.
set. Use a drum set.
She's very
Pop
adamant
music.
about this, but I like it. I think it's fun.
Go get it. I'm fine with it. Just like stop snapping at me. Use a drum set.
Stop using water drops. It's not cool anymore.
It's not cool anymore. It's
But use other stuff.
Water drops.
Yeah, like they use the water droplets.
Oh, I actually love them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I used to be able to do it. But,
Mm.
You know, I'm a classical musician now, so I can't.
Yeah.
I can't change styles.
I had to cut all the bullshit. I had to get real with myself.
I'm still lying to myself. I'm a violist.
I'm not a classical musician. I'm a violist. That hurts my heart.
We're our own breed.
We're our own breed. Damn.
But yeah, that was my second one. I was gonna try to
Fit it in, but it's
Figure it
kind of out there.
Yeah. I don't really have anything to say about it. Proud of you, Weird Al.
What about you, gamer boy?
I didn't have a second thing planned because that was a chunky, meaty thing talking about the racist ice cream trucks.
Well,
So I think that's it, unless people want to talk about some songs they've been listening to.
Oh yeah, songs of the week.
I had one.
So, who wants to go first? Because I know I'm ready.
Da Vinci's Notebook, their album Brontosaurus. I introduced it to
God.
Sarah.
I thought you were talking about actual Da Vinci. I'm like,
Da Vinci
No.
came out with a
He did
notebook,
use
and it's a fucking banger, yo.
wow.
Da Vinci's Notebook is a hybrid a cappella group. It's like 4 guys. They make really funny music.
It's so good. Pants Fall Down. It's my favorite.
If you ever, it's on Apple Music and Spotify. I'm pretty sure it's called Brontosaurus by Da Vinci's Notebook. They make some funny fucking songs, and like I didn't get them as much when I was younger. It just had a funny sound, but now you can appreciate it as an adult. Like it's good humor.
This is one that I really like, that I've been listening to a lot. It's Birmingham by Shovels and Rope. And it's like a couple, and it's a story of how they got together and these 2 guitar players, and it's real cute, and it's really bluesy, and it's really nice. It is really, really, really bluegrass, though. It's basically just like,
The grass.
they saw each other performing, and they were like, "Oh, I like you," and then it took forever, and it's just like, it's and it references like their name, and like they got together like a shovel and a rope.
Oh, that's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
because it's getting
cicadas.
dark. Yeah.
The cicadas are so freaking loud, I almost can't sleep.
Florida is full
No,
of
it's
giant
summer.
fucking bugs because we
Yes.
live in the Amazon.
We do.
So every time the sun falls at night,
Uh-huh.
it just gets so loud outside.
I'm upset.
I can't sleep some nights.
Yep.
Some nights. Sorry.
Some nights I wake up crashing in my bed. Love. Tell me how that band. Oh my god, why did they fall off? They made great music.
Okay.
I mean, some of them
Catchy as hell.
aren't the best.
Just give me a reason.
Which
Nate Bruce and Pink. Just give me a reason to
Oh,
okay. I got it now. So yeah, that's mine. It's a good one. Birmingham, Travels and Road.
Well, Aaron, because I have a track record of having two, I'm gonna continue this.
Oh, damn.
Just a little shenanigan. So, the first one is an actual song. The other one's actually a group. So the first, not song, piece. There we go. Because this is classical. I've recently fallen in love with the Cecily Forsyth. If I butchered that, I apologize. But the viola concerto in G minor is actually like my jam. Like especially the first, like the appassionato first movement.
Did you play this for me yet?
Actually, this is the one I'm gonna. This is my new concerto.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's good.
It's fantastic.
Like it's like ooh.
And for all our violists listening out there, it's actually not very difficult. It's romantic. So like the difficulty
stylistically
is stylistic.
There are some passages where it's like ooh.
Rhythmically, it's not. It's in 4. Like, come on, man.
It's
4 can be difficult.
4 can be difficult, but it's like 8 notes and 16 notes.
There are parts in this
That are-
concerto that's like ooh.
Look at the parts of every concerto.
But yeah,
From what I've heard, it's not.
Yeah, most concertos are
Okay.
they're not easy, but concertos.
Yeah.
But there's that. And then actually, so funny thing this happened this week. While I was over at Sarah's house, a group I used to listen to back in like middle school. Their name's AKFG, or Asian Kung Fu Generation. It's this Japanese band, and they used to do a lot of like openings for like different animes like Naruto and like.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And in Bleach, I remember their one song. They had the song called After Dark, which is like where I really started to start listening to them. I was like, oh my gosh, they're good. I recently because I've had Spotify for like a couple months now, but I hadn't listened to them in so long that they never hit my mind. And then we were having a conversation about like great I think it was like we were talking about like.
I think I played something in here.
You played something on the guitar, and I was like, good guitar solos. And I'm like, oh my god, AKFG, they have some of the best, oh my god. If you guys haven't listened to them, listen to a lot of their stuff. Good albums, Fan Club's good, Soul Fa's good, World, again, it is like in Japanese, but there are parts where it's just like.
I'm one of those people who can get past that. I don't have to, as long as it's like a lot of those songs are so fucking high energy, and they're so badass, and even if you don't know what they're talking about, the Attack on Titan theme, oh my god. People thought that was a joke for a little while. I'm in love with that theme.
Yeah, no, they have, good
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
So definitely listen to them. But that's my song. Those are my song choices of the week.
I think Sarah has one more, but she's trying to find it.
I don't remember the name. There's a Japanese metal band that they dress super like.
Baby metal?
No, it's not baby metal.
Do they dress Scottish?
No, they dress like super Victorian Gothic.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of them.
I know who exactly you're talking about. It's like baby something.
No, it's not baby anything.
Are you sure? Because
I'm positive. It's not baby. It's like one word. And they have a song called Zombie, and it's, oh my god, it's fantastic. It's really good. I wish I could remember their name. Fuck. It's like...
Look up Zombie Asian.
Don't do that.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so
I'm sprouting
sorry.
some shit today.
Yeah. This is a weird one. A weird podcast.
This podcast is just there.
Full of
I feel like
surprises.
they start with a T, but probably not. Oh, fuck. So now it's boring because we're looking at this thing and
Next
there's
episode,
dead
we'll
air.
Keep you guys up to date with what the name of the
Yeah.
podcast is. We'll get you guys there.
Put what your guess is down in the comments below.
If you know it, put it in the comments. Then we don't have to look it up, and we'll
Please, dear God.
we'll like your comment and say thank you.
Thank you.
We will.
That is
so
a promise.
That is a promise.
But with that, thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We love you guys. Thank you for all your support.
We do. Shout out to
thank you.
Indonesia. We love you.
Shout out to Indonesia. You guys were our number one listeners last week.
We've been getting so much support.
Yeah.
So much.
Like YouTube supporting us, and everybody watching is supporting us. We're getting comments and likes. And,
Right. It's
it's exciting.
It's super
I love
awesome.
it. Even the first episode got comments and likes and
Right.
stuff, and
Yeah.
just being able to put that out there after it's done is yes. Oh, it makes me so jazzed.
Jazzed. Ooh.
Jazzed.
Fingers. But yeah, so don't forget to like us on our SoundCloud at Dictations, Facebook at Dictations, YouTube or
Dictations the podcast.
Dictations the podcast. And
if you have any like comments or questions, you can email us at dictations@gmail.com.
If you have anything interesting that we could talk about,
for real, send
Put it in
us
the comments.
send us topics. You know,
Let us
we'll
know
talk
how
about
you
it
guys
if you want us
feel.
to talk about it. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But with that, thanks you guys. Have a good day.
We'll see you next
Sponsor us,
time.
Malta.
No.
Please. Please, dear God. Okay, yeah.
Thanks,
see you
everybody.
next time. Yeah, but goodbye.
Bye.